Gin is having a moment. Craft distilleries are popping up everywhere. Bartenders are treating it like liquid gold, and suddenly everyone's an expert on botanicals. But here's the truth nobody wants to admit. Most of the gin-filling liquor store shelves ranges from genuinely exceptional to absolutely undrinkable, and the price tag won't always tell you which is which. Today, we're cutting through the marketing hype and exposing 5 gin brands that consistently disappoint, plus 5 that actually deserve the space in your home bar. And while rankings like these are inherently subjective because tastes vary wildly, these picks are commonly cited by spirits experts, consumer guides, and gin enthusiasts as either standout bottles worth mentioning for their quality, versatility, and reputation, or bottom-shelf disasters that give the entire category a bad name. Let's start with the bottles that make you question why gin even exists. New Amsterdam Gin takes our 5th spot as the gin that prioritizes extreme smoothness over any recognizable gin character. This Dutch-style gin markets itself as approachable and mixable, but the execution creates a spirit so neutral it barely qualifies as gin beyond the legal minimum juniper requirement. The botanical profile is so muted it's nearly invisible, with juniper notes that whisper rather than speak, and citrus elements that feel more like suggestions than actual flavors. The smoothness everyone praises comes from aggressive filtration that removes harsh elements along with most of the character that makes gin distinctive. The result tastes more like botanical-flavored vodka than actual gin. Professional tastings consistently note the lack of complexity and the absence of the juniper-forward character that defines the gin category. This works for people who want to say they drink gin without actually tasting gin, but it disappoints anyone seeking the botanical personality that makes gin worth drinking. At $12 to $16 per bottle, New Amsterdam delivers on affordability and smoothness, while offering almost nothing in terms of actual gin character. Tonic again claims 4th place as the bottom-shelf gin that represents the absolute minimum effort required to legally call something gin. This ultra-budget option focuses entirely on delivering alcohol content at rock-bottom prices, with quality considerations taking a distant secondary role to cost efficiency. The production process appears to prioritize speed and volume over any semblance of botanical complexity, resulting in a harsh spirit with aggressive alcohol burn and minimal juniper presence. The botanical profile is essentially non-existent beyond the legal minimum, creating a spirit that tastes more like cheap vodka with a hint of pine cleaner than actual gin. Professional reviews, when they exist, consistently describe Tonic as suitable only for situations where alcohol content matters more than drinking experience. The harsh finish and chemical notes suggest production methods that cut every possible corner. At $8 to $12 per bottle, Tonic serves the ultra-budget market where price is the only consideration, though the drinking experience reflects these extreme economic constraints. Seagram's Gin secures 3rd place as the historic gin brand that built its reputation decades ago, but struggles to compete with modern quality standards. This London dry-style gin delivers the bare minimum of what gin should be, juniper-forward and dry, but does so with such lack of refinement that it feels like a relic from another era. The juniper is present but harsh and one-dimensional, lacking the complexity and balance that characterizes quality London dry gins. The citrus and botanical notes are barely detectable, creating a spirit that tastes more like juniper-flavored grain alcohol than a thoughtfully crafted gin. The finish is sharp and unpleasant, with alcohol burn dominating any subtle botanical character. Professional tastings note the lack of sophistication and the harsh character that makes neat consumption particularly challenging. The brand recognition carries sales that the liquid quality doesn't justify, surviving on nostalgia and bottom-shelf positioning rather than actual merit. At $10 to $14 per bottle, Seagram delivers on extreme affordability while representing the lower tier of what gin can be. Gordon's Gin takes 4th place as the London dry gin that became a global standard through consistency and availability, rather than exceptional quality. This historic brand delivers recognizable gin character with aggressive juniper presence, but the execution feels dated and one-dimensional compared to modern craft gins. The juniper dominates to the point of overwhelming other botanicals, creating a sharp, piney character that some find authentic and others find harsh. The The citrus and coriander notes are present but struggle to emerge from under the juniper assault. The overall profile is loud and unsubtle, lacking the balance and complexity that defines quality London dry gins. Professional reviews acknowledge Gordon's as a functional mixing gin that delivers classic London dry character. But note the lack of refinement that makes this suitable primarily for heavily mixed cocktails, rather than martinis or neat consumption. The aggressive juniper works for some applications, but feels unbalanced in more subtle preparations. At $12 to $16 per bottle, Gordon's delivers reliable gin character at budget pricing while showing its age against more sophisticated modern alternatives. Gilbey's Gin rounds out our bottom 5 as the London dry gin that attempts to balance affordability with recognizable gin quality. This budget-friendly option delivers genuine juniper character and botanical presence while maintaining pricing that makes it accessible for everyday mixing. The juniper is present and recognizable without being overwhelming, while subtle citrus and herbal notes provide some complexity beyond just pine flavor. The production quality shows some attention to balance, though the overall profile remains relatively simple compared to premium gins. The finish is clean enough for mixing, though it lacks the smoothness that makes gin suitable for martinis or neat consumption. Professional tastings note that Gilbey's represents the entry point where gin starts delivering recognizable botanical character rather than just harsh juniper and alcohol. It works adequately in gin and tonics and other mixed drinks where other ingredients can complement the straightforward gin profile. At $10 to $14 per bottle, Gilbey's delivers acceptable gin character for budget-conscious consumers, though those seeking optimal gin experiences will find better options at slightly higher price points. These 5 gins represent different approaches to budget gin production, from extreme cost-cutting that removes all character to basic London dry formulations that deliver minimum acceptable quality. If you're starting to realize that your home bar needs a serious upgrade, hit that subscribe button and stick around because we're about to reveal the gins that bartenders actually reach for, that make your cocktails sing, and that might just convert you into a gin person if you aren't already. Plymouth Gin takes our 5th recommendation as the English gin that showcases what happens when traditional production methods meet centuries of refinement. This historic gin represents a protected designation of origin. It can only be made in Plymouth, England, and delivers a softer, more rounded style than aggressive London dry gins. The botanical profile is beautifully balanced, with juniper providing structure without overwhelming the 7 earthy botanicals that create Plymouth's distinctive character. The citrus notes are subtle and integrated, while the overall profile leans slightly sweeter and more aromatic than typical London dry styles. The mouthfeel is notably smooth and full-bodied, creating a gin that works beautifully in classic cocktails. Professional tastings consistently praise Plymouth's versatility and the refined balance that makes this suitable for everything from martinis to Negronis to simple gin and tonics. The historic production methods show in the complexity and the smooth character that makes neat consumption genuinely enjoyable. At $30 to $35 per bottle, Plymouth delivers traditional English gin quality that honors centuries of craftsmanship while remaining accessible for regular enjoyment. The Botanist Islay Dry Gin claims 4th place as the Scottish gin that demonstrates what happens when whiskey-making expertise meets gin production. This Islay distillery uses 22 hand-forged botanicals from the island to create one of the most complex and distinctive gins available, showcasing local character in a category that rarely expresses it. The botanical complexity is extraordinary, with layers of flavor that develop throughout consumption. The juniper provides foundation, while chamomile, mint, heather, and other foraged botanicals create an aromatic profile that tastes distinctly of Islay's wild landscape. The citrus elements are bright and fresh, while subtle floral notes add elegance without becoming perfumey. The flavor development is remarkable, revealing different botanical notes as the gin opens up in the glass or interacts with mixers. Professional reviews consistently rank the Botanist among the most sophisticated gins available, noting the exceptional botanical integration and the sense of place that makes this genuinely unique. At $35 to $40 per bottle, the Botanist delivers craft gin quality that justifies premium pricing through genuine complexity and distinctive character. Hendrick's gin secures third place as the gin that revolutionized the category by proving that innovation and tradition could coexist beautifully. This Scottish gin's addition of cucumber and rose to the botanical mix seemed radical when it launched. But the execution is so masterful that it created an entirely new flavor profile that's been endlessly imitated but never matched. The cucumber provides refreshing coolness without being aggressive or vegetal, while the rose adds delicate floral elegance that elevates rather than overwhelms. The traditional gin botanicals remain present, with juniper providing structure while citrus and spice elements create complexity. The balance is extraordinary, with each botanical contributing to a cohesive whole rather than competing for attention. The flavor profile is sophisticated and distinctive, making Hendrick's instantly recognizable while remaining versatile enough for classic cocktails or creative modern serves. Professional tastings consistently praise the innovative botanical selection and the masterful blending that makes this suitable for both gin enthusiasts and those who typically avoid the category. At $30 to $35 per bottle, Hendrick's delivers innovative gin quality that proves creativity can enhance, rather than compromise, traditional gin character. Tanqueray London Dry Gin takes second place as the gin that represents London Dry style at its most refined and confident. This classic gin delivers bold, unapologetic juniper character with a 4 botanical recipe that proves complexity doesn't require endless ingredient lists. It requires quality ingredients and masterful distillation. The juniper is prominent and assertive without being harsh, providing the piney backbone that defines London Dry style. The citrus notes are bright and clean, while coriander and angelica root add subtle spice and earthiness that create depth. The balance is impeccable, with each botanical contributing to a profile that's bold yet refined, classic yet timeless. The flavor intensity makes Tanqueray exceptional for cocktails where you want the gin to shine through rather than disappear. In martinis, it delivers the juniper-forward character that defines the drink. In gin and tonics, it provides structure that elevates the entire experience. Professional reviews consistently rank Tanqueray among the finest classic London Dry gins, noting the exceptional quality and the bold character that makes this a bartender favorite. At $20 to $25 per bottle, Tanqueray delivers world-class London Dry quality at prices that make premium gin accessible for everyday enjoyment, proving that iconic status can be earned through consistent excellence rather than just marketing. Sipsmith London Dry Gin takes our top spot as the gin that sparked the modern craft gin movement and continues to represent the category at its absolute finest. This London distillery fought to change century-old laws to bring small-batch copper pot distillation back to the city, and the liquid proves that traditional methods create superior gin when executed with obsessive attention to quality. The botanical selection is classic London Dry. 10 carefully chosen ingredients, including juniper, coriander, angelica, and citrus. But the copper pot distillation and meticulous production create extraordinary clarity and complexity. The juniper is beautifully present without being aggressive, providing structure while allowing other botanicals to shine. The citrus is bright and fresh, the spice notes are warming and integrated, and the overall profile achieves perfect balance. The flavor development is exceptional, with initial juniper giving way to layers of citrus, spice, and subtle floral notes that create a complete sensory experience. The mouthfeel is silky and refined, showing the quality that comes from traditional pot still distillation. Professional tastings consistently rank Sipsmith among the finest gins produced anywhere in the world, noting the exceptional balance, the masterful distillation, and the pure expression of what London Dry Gin should be. This works beautifully in any application. Martinis showcase its elegance, Negronis reveal its structure, and gin and tonics become transcendent. Even neat, Sipsmith delivers a drinking experience that justifies contemplative sipping. At $30 to $35 per bottle, Sipsmith delivers genuine craft quality that honors London's gin-making heritage while setting the standard for modern production. These 5 gins demonstrate that quality botanicals, traditional distillation methods, and masterful blending create experiences that honor gin's rich history while proving the category's continued relevance and potential for excellence. The difference between bottom-shelf gin and the good stuff isn't just price. It's the gap between drinking something that tastes like pine-scented regret and discovering why gin has inspired obsessive devotion for generations. If this ranking saved you from another disappointing gin purchase, hit that like button, subscribe for more honest rankings that actually help you shop smarter, and drop a comment about your go-to gin, whether it made our list or not. Until next time, drink better, not more. Drink responsibly, and most importantly, don't drink and drive.